短期間のうちにこの汽車で40人以上の人が行方不明となっている。数名の剣士を送り込んだが全員消息を絶った。
ねんねんころりこんころり、鬼が来ようとこんころり、息も忘れてこんころり、腹の中でもこんころり、もう目覚めることはできないよ。
生きるべきもの、目覚めるために。
伊之助様のお通りじゃ。
迷うな。
うまい。
Adele, music, Adele.
I invite you to join me for one night.
Across the country.
The sort of comeback this way with the new album, just to celebrate how special the album, the process of making it has been really special. They're obviously going to hear a lot of older songs. And then 4 new songs.
Close Up sekarang dengan Triple Fresh Formula. Mencegah gigi berlubang, melawan 99% bakteri, agar nafas segar hingga 12 jam.
Foto yuk.
Memberimu kepercayaan diri untuk lebih dekat. Close Up Triple Fresh Formula.
Jokes, like sort of whiplash for him.
Also good ya, Bung Haris ya.
Betul ya. Kita berharap tentunya ya. Apalagi kita
Selanjutnya ya, Bung Haris ya.
Betul ya. Kita berharap tentunya ya. Apalagi kita unggul 1 pemain.
Ya, kita bermain dengan 11 pemain, sedangkan Singapura 10 pemain. Nah, dengan tidak adanya Safuan di tim dari Singapura, apa yang akan dilakukan oleh Sintayong?
Ya, ini situasi yang tricky.
Ya.
Ya, artinya ada godaan untuk bermain menyerang. Ya, karena lawan bermain dengan 10 orang. Tapi kita lihat tadi dengan 10 orang pun mereka bisa memanfaatkan.
Welcome back to the National Stadium. Second half about to get underway here between Indonesia and Singapore. The second leg semi-final about to get underway here between we have had Indonesia and Singapore. The second leg semi-final. Open the score through we have had in this match. Indonesia looked very good. Open the score through Ezra Walian. Then Singapore and looked this very good. Key moment. But then Singapore had this key moment.
Well, this is where the referee is just saying to Safwan and to Rizky, just calm it down. There's a couple of shoves in there. And no issue here. He's just telling the referee, it's his second one here. He goes on, goes back, just to make sure the referee's having a look. Okay, play on, no issue. Turns away, spins away. And then the both players are going at it.
Yeah.
And Rizky's gotten away with absolutely nothing. He's not being given a caution. The information that we were given was that it was because of something Safwan said to the referee, but it doesn't look like he said anything. I mean, it's a strange one to me, and it's very harsh on Safwan. I have to say, the first incident where he got a yellow card, the first one is not even a foul. It shouldn't have even been given as a free kick. But look, that's the decision the referee has made. We've just got to get on with it. We've got the benefit of replays. He doesn't. He's got to decide in real time. Singapore have got to live with that. But what came immediately after that? Song scoring the equalizer, and what a response. What a response from the team, and what a response from the crowd as well.
Yeah, it absolutely lifted this home crowd in particular. But yeah, that incident, when you look back at it, all it merited really was another talking to. Didn't merit another yellow card. And actually that happened behind the referee, where he was yanked, wasn't he, a little bit himself, Safwan Baharudin, and all the referee saw was perhaps...
I'm not even sure if the referee had a clear view. It looked like he was standing side on, like he couldn't even see what was going on behind him. But as he turned, he might have seen Safwan's arm swinging out at Rizky. But listen, Tatsuma and Shin Tae-yong are having a chat with the referee now. Right at the bottom of your screen.
Yeah.
And I think both coaches have shook hands and said we'll try and calm things down.
We'll do our bit on the sidelines. But Roshan, now, the bigger picture here. Singapore equalised right after that incident. And the reaction of both the players and on the bench there, they went right up to the fourth official. They've got this underdog siege mentality now. Can they use that? Have they got to harness that a little bit now?
Yeah, you have to use everything that you can in these situations. It's going to be very tough for the Singapore side. You know, playing with 10 against an Indonesian team who work hard, are very talented, will make you chase, will run at you.
And that was with 11 men.
11, yeah, and they've got the advantage here. So, you know, you need to sort of use everything. Mentally, physically, give everything that you possibly can in this one.
Ezra Walian gets us going. And Roshan, did you think at any time in the break that perhaps Singapore might look to bring on another central defender to keep the 5? Or do you think this is fine now? Don't go with the 4.
I think it's fine now, because if you talk about bringing another central defender, then you're taking away someone from that midfield. And I think with the benefit of having Haris in that side, as we said, he's got the ability to play in midfield and play in defense. So, you know, it's not such a big issue at the moment. Now they just dropped into that back 4, him alongside Irfan. And look, I said not a big issue. Playing with 10 men is a big issue. What I meant was in terms of the personnel available to you on the pitch now. With Haris Harun in there, he's a reliable presence in the center of that defense.
Of course, each side can make up to 5 substitutions in the 90 minutes. Well, we're getting confirmation about the reason behind that second yellow card. It was Safwan apparently striking Rizky. That is the official reason been given. Roshan, your thoughts?
And I'm telling you, that's all the referee saw. His back was turned, and when he sort of turned around to have another look, someone must have shouted something, because he turned around and he had a look, and that's what he saw. He saw Safwan swinging an arm out, and that's why he's made that decision.
You could argue, though, you can't be swinging anyway, can you?
You can't, but if someone's pulling you and tugging at you in those situations, you're trying to shake him off.
Nothing was
And I'm interested to know why Risky got away with
nothing
it.
at all, yeah. Didn't see that at all, did he? Here's Witan Sulaiman. Remember, Singapore was stretched almost to the limit, weren't they, at times in that first half with 11 men. How will they cope in the second half with 10? Asnawi, Norada. Touch on there from Hamid Shine back to Norada, who was fouled.
Well, this is going to be the story of the second 45. It's going to be a case of Indonesia having a lot of possession, Singapore sitting deep, trying to keep the discipline, slowing it down whenever they can.
The old cliche, playing for penalties. long way to go for that, of course, because there's 45 minutes and then half an hour of extra time before we even get there. We'll find out. Cuts out that ball. Here's Norada. They're going for Song Wei-yong, who's got that all-important goal for Singapore. That pass doesn't quite get to him from Hami. So I asked you, Roshan, the dilemma. Would you rather Singapore have 11 men and still be 0-0, or 10 and the goal? As we see Asnawi. Witan with a nice little back pass and a big shot for Kambuaya. Folded arms there from Shin Tae-yong, who was fired up at the end of that first half.
Everyone was. I think both benches was a coming together. Wonderful work from Witan again. Such intelligent play from the Indonesian number 8. Expect a bit more control on that shot from Kambuaya. There was plenty of time for him to set himself, apply the right sort of technique. Completely mishits that.
Here's Norada. Waiting for that touch, wasn't he? From Witan. Cleverly done. Witan Sulaiman, absolutely superb in that first half. Given away by Shadan. A lovely touch off from Kambuaya. Here comes Witan Sulaiman, bearing down the goal. And the pass too far away from Ezra Walian. Singapore crowd, you can hear the frustrations around the stadium. Not happy with what they saw at the end of that first half, despite getting that equalising goal. Kambuaya. Now Ezra Walian. Another good start to this half, isn't it, from Indonesia?
Yeah, the pressure's on, and doing absolutely the right things, this Indonesian side. Wonderful bit of skill. It was Kambuaya, wasn't it, with that flick in behind for Witan. From Singapore's perspective, unfortunately, Witan just couldn't find one of his teammates in the box. He had 3 Indonesian players in there to aim for. But from Singapore's perspective, got to do a lot better in possession of the ball. No, there's a disadvantage here, but they can't lose it in the middle of the pitch in those situations. It becomes very difficult, very tricky to deal with.
Here's Norada. Great control from him. Indonesia looking to make a change here, by the way, very shortly.
Good work from Noradam. He's driving across. Inside us now, and they'll take these. Singapore.
What that's done, Roshan, is it's fired up the Singapore crowd anyway.
It certainly has. You know, the mood, you know, in the first half wasn't that great. But the whole situation around Safwan sort of got the crowd going, and then that goal from Song. I mean, the roar that came out from the National Stadium here.
It was the perfect response to getting that red card, wasn't it? The only one that really would have got them on their feet. And they add a second here. Ball in from Shadan straight to Nadio. They've wasted their chance, and it is going to be man who actually made quite an impact. Anis Sagara. Oh, no, hold on. I think Indonesia,
they've changed their mind.
They're going to change their mind.
Well, it looked like it was the wrong number anyway.
Yeah, there's no number 6.
There was no 6 on the pitch.
I had to do a double take on my cheat. That's what Indonesia was saying. Hold on. So a succession of free kicks here for Singapore. Amy Rekka's gone down.
And it's going to be number 7, Ezra Walian.
Yeah, like for like change. He's done his part. He's got the goal. And Sagara was lively. So they're still keeping Egi Maulana back for the moment. There was talk of him being almost like a false 9. Not to be yet. Forward. Anis Sagara. Well, that looked a decent chance, but couldn't really do much of that. Amy Rekka.
Another
good ball in.
Yeah, good ball in. Another good ball in. The quality of the deliveries from Shadan all tournament. Singapore have been very good. Again, they win the first header. Amy Rekka and lots of space there. Completely misjudges the flight of the ball, mistimes the header. Interesting with Amy Rekka as well, being born in Surabaya. Grew up a little bit in Batam as well before coming to Singapore.
Here comes the new man in Anis Sagara. There's also Indonesian press going on about Iksan and his Indonesian roots. Rahmat Irianto. What they've got now, Song is dropping there, isn't he? Dropping out where he can. Asnawi. Another goal, Indonesia. They might feel that that would be key for them to kill this off. What a great touch. And the new man in, Anis. Can't get it away. Lovely work from Witan. What a good ball in from him, but it's back with Indonesia. Alfeandra Devanga. It's Pratama Arhan. Oh, he's done well here, Pratama Arhan.
How good is Witan Sulaiman? Just incredible on the ball. The Indonesian number 8, Irfan got that one across. I think we're about to see a few substitutions from the Singapore bench, and it's big 3, the front 3 of Forrest, Iksan, and Shawal, perhaps about to come on.
A lot of pace in there.
Lots of pace in there.
Flat throw. It's a good header away by Irfan. There's Amy Rekka. Back to his goalkeeper. 3 Indonesian players bearing down on it, but he gets it away. Hassan Sani.
Yeah, strong, commanding header from Irfan.
they do here. Singapore struggling to get it out. Could this be a moment on the counter? We know they've been good at it. Lovely work from Hamid Shaheen. Fantastic pirouette, ball over the top. The flag has stayed down for now, and it does go up eventually.
And he turned from Hamid Shaheen in midfield. He's couldn't quite get the pass out quick enough.
Be the last thing he's done. We'll see. Singapore ready for those changes. I think they'll be happy that there's 5 subs in this tournament, given that they're playing with 10 men.
I wonder if we'll see Hafiz No, Emireka, and it's a toss-up between Song and Hamid Shaheen.
Right?
It depends on what kind of fitness levels Song has, because, you know, he's had that injury concern, hasn't he? That's a vital interception by Irfan, but could be back in behind here.
Look at the pace there of Asnawi. The referee not interested in the foul, or what Asnawi claims was a foul.
Well, the first challenge from Haris, no issue. He has to look across. Hassan's staying on his line. The first challenge, no issue. Second one here, he's using all his experience. I'll just leave it at that.
Referee having a chat with Haris. Oh, that falls to risky! Off the woodwork! Oh, how close were they there, Indonesia? The danger not over yet. Hannes. Wild shot over from Hannes Sagada. 22-year-old, just his 3rd cap for his country.
Well, you need those moments to go for you when you're playing with 10.
There's a big roar from the crowd as Eksan Fundi, Singapore's top scorer in this tournament, comes on for Amy Reka. Listen to that. Hafiz Noor replaced by Faris Ramli, who's been a massive outlet for Singapore as well. And the ace of Shawal Anwar. And it is indeed Hamid Shaheen. They're going for it here, Singapore.
Yeah, so we'll just see Song move into midfield alongside his Line City Sailors teammate Shadan. The front three, Faris, Iksan and Shawal.
You know what, Roshan? It actually, some people would have looked at that that starting lineup and gone, oh, why haven't they started with the likes of Faris and Iksan? Perhaps now that's kind of worked in Singapore's favour to bring them on. And given that they're 10 men down, it just lifts that team even more, doesn't it? As they come down here, Witan Sulaiman, another back heel, Kambuaya, off Irfan. Here's Iksan, he sees the run of Shawal Anwar, who's bearing down. He's got Fakhruddin in front of him, tries to go over the keeper. Oh, what a chance that is. From so far out, and that's what these 3 players can do that they've just brought on here. We just talked about the lift.
Look at that, the counter-attack, the pace that they've suddenly got on the pitch now, Singapore. And that would have been instructions. It would have been to say to the team, guys, get it forward to the front 3. They've got pace to burn, fresh legs coming on. Iksan can hold it up and play passes in behind. But how about this for intelligence and awareness from Shawal?
Nadio scrambling back. And he would have been relieved to see that go wide.
What a goal that would have been.
Oh, would have been
gone in.
Probably goal of the tournament, up till now at least. Well, there's that lift we talked about with these players. There's a rather odd kick there. Was he just impeded.
This is like the Kalang Raw of old.
Yeah, some familiar chants going around the National Stadium at the moment. It has helped galvanise this crowd. There's Song Woo-young, who's just dropped a little deeper, as Roshan mentioned. So Kainen's fouled. Every foul, everything is being cheered now. He's looking down at his board, yeah, thinking, what can we do? Singapore. I'm sure Shin Tae-yong is also, I think there's a lot of movement around their dugout. That was ambitious at best. Shawal Anwar still alive here for Singapore. Needs to be a much better ball, doesn't it?
Yeah, awkward one for Shadan to put back in. He just had to kind of stab it in. Back into the box. Couldn't get any sort of whip on that cross.
It's ringing out here at the National Stadium. Indonesia, a little bit more possession, but doesn't matter now. Singapore not going to be bothered by that at all. Asnawi, Indonesian skipper. Yes, Rahmat Irianto. Now Devanga. It's a right football, isn't it, from him? Pratama Arhan. Straight at Hanis Sagara, whose shot is blocked. Oh, Indonesia doing well here. Kambuaya. Trickery from him.
So dangerous, this Indonesian side. It's an ability to run with the ball and accelerate in those moments. The star man is coming on. And I mean the number 10.
Yeah, just to be clear.
Just to be clear, Irfan Jaya as well.
Oh my word, look at that.
What a headache for the Singapore defense.
They've got the tallest defender coming on. Their star player who's playing in Europe, and the player who's been arguably the man of the tournament so far, Irfan Jaya. Risky, replaced by Elkan, who doesn't seem to start for his country, but comes on in the second half. Well, you get rid of Ramai, and then you bring on Irfan Jaya.
Ricky Kambuaya being replaced by Egi. I mean, you saw from Singapore bringing on their three best attackers. We've seen Indonesia bring on two attackers of wonderful quality and a centre-back who's a massive threat, and who plays at Ipswich.
Yeah, plays at Ipswich under 23, Elkan Baggett. Had an interesting tournament thus far. Came to the tournament a little bit late, played a game, got quarantined, came back in, scored a goal. Egi Maulana was their big hit, of course, plays for Seneca. Oh, the referee deems that to be a foul. They're going to say it's last man here. He's given a card, last man. It's another red. Irfan has to go. Well, that now is absolutely massive for Indonesia.
I mean, this is such a clever ball from Sagara, and the moment he played it behind, he played Irfan Jaya in behind, you knew they were in trouble, because highly unlikely Irfan was going to catch up to Irfan Jaya, and I think the referees had judged this to be a denial of an obvious goal-scoring opportunity. He's headed through on goal. There's no covering defender in there. It's a central position. An arm has come across. And listen, I know if you're a Singaporean fan watching this, the emotions around it, you'll say, that's a terrible decision. I can't believe it's happened again. But when you look at that in sort of isolation, when you look at that as a footballing, as a refereeing decision, I think ultimately you'll come to the conclusion that, unfortunate for Irfan, we feel for him, but it's the right call. I think it's the right call. Irfan Jaya was in behind. He would have been one-on-one with Hassan Sani.
It was an arm across the face, wasn't it?
Yeah. I think it's denial of a goal-scoring opportunity.
Well, Singapore now have got one central defender. They're probably going to have to bring another one on. That's Haris Harun. They'll worry about that later. They've got this free kick to deal with. Singapore are stunningly down to 9 men with about 25 minutes to go. Irfan Jaya standing over this. The wall does its job. Singapore have one to do here. Well, we talked about siege mentality earlier now. Well. So no surprises. Amirul Adli, who's a bona fide centre-back, will be coming on. Who is going to be removed? Punch away by Hassan Sani. Singapore just got to keep their head. That was Song Wei-Young trying to do a lot there. But they are in real trouble here. Zulkarnain Suleiman is deputising as centre-back at the moment. Strength there from Haris Harun and Witan Sulaiman.
I don't think you got as much of it on the header back to Hassan as you would have liked. But he did enough experience to make sure he came across and cut out the run of Witan.
Song Wei-Young is playing emergency right back at the moment. Singapore with Zulkarnain Suleiman in the middle. Who will make way? Singapore right up against it. Here is Asnawi. Anywhere right now will do for Singapore. They're going to make that change. And it is going to be Song who has to go. Hand has been forced here. Tatsuma Yoshida.
So what can you do? I mean, you just make the changes you need to, put an extra central defender in there. And really hope for the best. Hope that the 9 players that you've got left on the pitch can hang on for not just the next 20 minutes or so, but potentially another half an hour of extra time.
Well, he worked so hard there, didn't he? Song Wei-Young got the equaliser for Singapore. He has that energy about him. Had to be sacrificed. Rahmat Irianto, it's a great ball in. Amirul Adli, first bit of action, and he comes across to put that out for a corner.
So the odds are stacked against Singapore. Indonesia, if they don't go on and win this, there'll be lots of questions asked, and I'd recommend staying off social media for
a while.
A few months, probably.
Amirul Adli, 25 years of age, from Lion City Sailors, one of many in this team. It's backs to the wall now for Singapore. With 10, they probably felt they could hit on the counter, but Russia now with 9. Oh. Big ask. They can't risk having too many men up there. Amirul Adli appealing to the ref who gave Singapore the decision. Tatsuma's fired up, isn't he?
You can completely understand it. And, you know, I think he can be really proud of the performance of his team.
comes Asnawi. Indonesia have got 20-odd minutes now. But here comes Shanan Sulaiman. He's got Faris in front of him. We square the ball. Iksan is behind Iksan though. Shawal had a slip as well. There are 4 men for Singapore who are forward. Indonesia with Witan Sulaiman. Oh, he's over. Hit that perhaps. Away by Faris.
That was like, I'm sorry, that brings me back to the training ground days when you have attack against defense for Singapore.
Here's Faris Romney, bearing down the goal. He's got 2 against 1 there. Needs to be a better pass from him. Still Faris. And they'll be delighted to have that free kick. Listen to that crowd. Every opportunity they have, they'll make their feelings be known.
I mean, the first one is a real wasted opportunity. This one is again Faris, intelligent, brings it past. There's absolutely no need for the Wanga to put in that challenge. But the first one, it needed to be a lofted ball towards the back post. It was 3-on-1. He had Iksan and Shawal attacking the far post.
So, free kick here from Singapore. I tell you what, Shanan Sulaiman has that ability. What a story this is turning out to be, this match. Shanan Sulaiman here with the free kick for Singapore.
Incredible game of football we've got. Shanan Sulaiman. Wonderful quality. His set pieces have been superb for Singapore all throughout this competition. And he delivers once again.
This story with more twists and turns. In the only place he could put it in. And he's found it. Unbelievable.
And how about that reaction from the crowd?
Wait for it. And there you go. Indonesia cannot believe this. And now, Roshan, what happens? What happens here? Indonesia will give it everything. Singapore have got to defend this. And they've also got to keep their heads. Here's Hannes. Every foul now, every little stoppage is going to get cheered. Boy, oh boy. This man, the referee, there will be plenty of talking points, but so will that goal from Shanan Sulaiman. There's still 15 minutes though. Indonesia know an equaliser is all they need. They can drag this out. They have that 2-man advantage. But for now, the Singapore fans are savouring every moment of this. Here's Faris. And it's another free kick. And frustration for Asnawi. Look at that face. The expression.
Exasperated Asnawi. The 3 changes. What a difference those changes have made. And just before the free kick, you thought the chance had gone. It was a 3-on-1.
Yeah.
And I mean, for Indonesia in that situation, as we look at this back, it's a clear free kick to foul on Faris, to leave themselves exposed like that when you've got a 2-man advantage.
Are they kind of losing their heads a little bit, Indonesia? Are they a little shell-shocked from what's going on?
Well, they were so desperate to kill this game off. They forgot about the possible threat on the counter-attack. And the qualities that Singapore have, it's suited Singapore.
4 players in the box here for Singapore. They've got 3 at the back. Iksan pulled away. Oh, that almost went in. That's a great save from Nadio. And such an important one. Brilliant from the Bali United goalkeeper.
Yeah, to watch this one all the way. Wonderful quality again from Shadan.
And listen to that as Shadan Sulaiman goes towards a corner flag. The reception he's getting. Now they've committed even less numbers in the box off this corner. They're not taking any chances here, Singapore. You can understand that. Header on, even with those numbers, it's Iksan.
Still, what was it, 3 players in the box, and they still won the first challenge in the air from a set piece. Again, great delivery. Must be a dream for someone in the box looking to attack a cross that comes in. You know that quality is going to find you, the quality that Shadan has.
Indonesia just have to compose themselves, Roshan. You've just got to, you know, that they still have 15 minutes if you look at a time. Look at that possession. It's not even 60%, 17 shots to 8 in favor of Indonesia. They know a second goal will really give them a massive boost. Pratama Arhan. Witan Sulaiman. Rahmat Irianto. They will be very happy with those sort of shots, Singapore.
They need to work that defense, Indonesia. They don't need to hurry it to that extent. And you see Asnawi's frustrated. They're starting to argue with each other, actually.
I'm not saying anything right now. Just let these pictures breathe right now, just to give you an idea of what's going on at the National Stadium right now. This is what Southeast Asian football is all about, the passion. And another free kick, Singapore's favour. Big nod there from Iksan Fandi. Singapore taking their time to get the ball up there, as you'd expect. What you're not seeing right now is Witan Sulaiman and Haris Haru just fighting with the ball now. Singapore cannot afford any more bookings, or down to 8 would be absolutely ridiculous. Floating the ball over. He's got the header in. I tell you what, Roshan, the side at the moment, since the change in players, more likely to score Singapore. They've had the best quality chances. They've gotten to the box. They've looked dangerous on the attack.
Another look at that. I mean, he's got a wonderful lead. Shawal gets to run and beat that ball into the box as well.
Here's Norada. We're inside the final 10 minutes. Overhits that pass. A ball in for Iksan. He said to me. Singapore. Is there a feeling, Russian, they may just go deeper and deeper as this edges towards that 90? Here's Asnawi.
It looks like it's all falling apart for Indonesia at the moment. Heads are down. And that cohesion that they've had throughout this competition is suddenly lacking. It's incredible what football can do to you. This is another look at this. Post-stage stamp.
I tell you what, I haven't heard a goal that loudly cheered, look at that, in this new national stadium for Singapore than that one. The stadium has been around since 2014. That really got the crowd fired up. But Indonesia will keep plugging away here. Here's Hannes. Now Iksan. Oh, lovely one from Iksan. Pulled down. The referee will book Fakhdin Arianto. Sunny, ironic cheers at the moment from the crowd.
Yeah, and it's excellent work from Iksan. That's what you want from your centre forward in situations like this, where you're looking to hang on. You need a centre forward who can hold on to the ball for you. Win a free kick in that situation, you slow things down, give the defense a chance to breathe, give everyone a chance to breathe.
He's not looking happy there, Shin Tae-yong. He's got one more change to make, by the way, if he wants. Would he bring on another forward? Headed on to Shawa. It's just too much on that. Indonesia come forward with Rahmat Irianto. Asnawi. Straight up. Hassan Sani. Hands to his head. Russell, what's going on here for Indonesia?
It looks like their composure, their confidence is just gone. Their heads have gone. Because that quality is suddenly gone. That cohesion is not in the side anymore.
Iksan heads it on, looking for Faris Rumley. Asking for handball, they'll get it.
Everything now is, you feel like everything is going to go against you. That unfortunate ball bounces up off his arm. It's a free kick to Singapore again. And you start to feel psychologically, you start to feel this slipping away from you, and you become a lot more desperate in your actions. And you start to overthink actions. And when it's not natural, that's when you start to have these issues.
Here's Shawal Anwar. Indonesia. There, Irfan. We've hardly said his name. And that looked like a foul from, looking for Shawal Anwar. He felt he had to take one there for the team. We're going to be seeing a lot of that maybe in the last few minutes.
Yeah, I think he knew he wasn't really going to catch him. Had to foul Irfan. I'm sure they'll say, his teammates will say, yeah, well done, yellow card worth taking.
Elkan Baggett has thrown himself into the fray there, and a foul.
So this is the thing now as well, which you'll notice is every single incident that can be pulled up by the referee will be called. There's no room for, referees, and I don't mean that in a negative way. I mean, referees sometimes in games, they try to let certain things go, right?
Yeah.
But in a situation like this, where one team is 2 players down,
Is that a psychological thing?
No, I think they just have to be sure that they can't disadvantage that side anymore. It has to be, if there's a foul, it has to be pulled up. You can't sort of let the game flow in those situations.
It feels as succession of decisions have gone for Singapore, but yes, totally get what you're saying. And that's probably what the Indonesians are feeling at the moment, right?
That's right.
They're on the receiving end.
But listen, you can't say things haven't gone their way. I mean, aside from the fact that Singapore have 2 goals, you're in a semi-final, second leg, opposition down to 9 men. You can't say, you don't have an excuse. There's still, having said that, there's still plenty of time for them to get back into this game.
Absolutely. 1 goal would be enough to, of course, take it into extra time. And there's a chance here! The save has been made! Oh, it's made its way through!